SHMACKEMAGOB, people, what's going on? I got a different type of donation this time from Mr. Kevin Magann. He was telling me that, you know, him and his wife, you know, he owns all these compilations of Kiss albums, and, you know, he's talking to his wife about it. And then he thought, hey, you know what Kiss should do for another compilation with the endless amount of compilation they got, to release like a disco album, a KISSCO album per se. And he asked me to pick 10 tracks, and I want to thank you, Kevin, because some of these tracks was your suggestion, because I would have never thought of it. Because, you know, well, I'll explain when I get to it. So he asked me to pick 10 tracks to make a KISSCO album, all right? And let me tell you something, it was tough. I can only think of 9, and even one of these songs is kind of stretching it as far as it being a disco song. I guess you could label it a KISSCO song, but maybe not, you know, and borrowed from a couple of the solo albums to do this. So let's get it started. Should open it with the popular one, I Was Made for Loving You, but to make it a little different, I would put the extended version. I have it on one of the singles. I think it was a Psycho Circus single. There's a expanded, I don't know, 8-minute version. It's a long version of I Was Made for Loving You, where the middle section is like, you know, that sound in that song is like such ear candy, you know? I mean, I used to not like it as a kid because I was brainwashed by hating disco, but now I listen to it and I freaking love it. And I love the extended version even more because of that ear candy, man. That extended ear candy. And that's how it would start this KISSCO album. And I also gotta stress that I don't like all these songs. I can only think of 10 disco songs from Kiss. If you can think of ones that I forgot on this list, leave it in the comments below. Alright, then I would follow it with Shandy. That's a little bit of a stretch, but it is, I don't know, to me it's kind of disco-ish, you know? Do you know? I think so. Alright, the next one, this one's debatable too, but I totally think it's a disco song. But I know it's a cover. I know it's a covered song, but this sounds like a disco song to me, and I love this one. It may be my favorite song, maybe not. New York Groove from the Ace Frehley solo album. It's got such a disco feel to it. Gang, dan, 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 dan. It's a big hit at the time, and disco was huge at the time, and I think that had a lot to do with it being a big hit. Alright, then this is total disco. It's a song I used to dislike. If you watch my original review of Unmasked, I bash it. But man, later on, man, I heard it one day and I was like, you know what? This is an awesome song. And it is awesome. My second favorite off Unmasked, right after Naked City, Easy As It Seems. I used to hate that song for decades. But I love it now, and it's very disco. That one, there's no debate there, son. That's a disco song. Alright, what do we got after that? Alright, this is a song that's on none of the Kiss albums and none of the solo albums. But it is an old song back in the disco days from the Gene Simmons vault. And it's a song called Love Comes to Me. Total disco. Not a fan of it though. But it's a disco song, and you know, Kevin asked me to do a list, 10-song list of KISSCO, and seriously, I can only find 10. And Love Comes to Me is one of them. That one, there's no debate, son. That's total disco. The next one, yeah, I would say is, looking over this, my favorite song off this compilation KISSCO album. Yes, as much as I love New York Groove, I will put Dirty Living over it. My favorite song off Dynasty, and my favorite song off the fictional KISSCO album. And no, I don't like the extended version. I know there's an extended version of Dirty Living. I'm not a fan of it. I like I Was Made for Loving You extended. But this one, I like it more compressed. Alright. Alright, now here's a real... I mean, look, man. I can only think of 9. And this may be the most non-disco song on here. Well, tied with one coming up. But it could be disco. It could be. Hey, man, let's expand our imagination here. And I'm talking about the abysmal, horrible Hold Me, Touch Me off the Paul Stanley solo album. It could be like, just think of like a Donna Summer ballad. It's in that realm, and she was the disco queen. So, hold me, baby, won't you touch? Oh my God, that song. Oh, it's terrible. But hey, all right, what's next here? All right, this is one that Kevin said was on his list. He only put a couple songs, but he was it? Now I'm thinking I may have gotten it wrong. I think he said Living in Sin, or was it Tunnel of Love? Either way, they're both disco-ish. So I think he said Living in Sin. If you didn't, then if you said Tunnel of Love, then I'm going to pick Living in Sin. All right, the next one. Oh man, do I hate this song. And I know a lot of you love it. And believe it or not, I used to hate this album. If you look at my review, I really bash it a lot. But now, I love it. But I still can't get into the single, or the first single of the album. You Matter to Me. And yeah, that does sound disco-ish, big time. Can't stand that song. I hate it. But it's part of the KISSCO album. This KISSCO album kind of sucks. Alright. To me, by the way. I always have to say that. Even though it doesn't help. Because you twats out there will still argue over it. And that's it. One left. And again, like Hold Me, Touch Me, I would kind of say this one is, it's more rock than disco, but I guess you can call it, rock disco. I would end it with a good song. Sure Know Something. Off Dynasty. Yeah, I guess you could kind of say it's disco-ish, but it rocks more than it does the disco. But that's it. Kevin, hope you're happy with my list. And I really do appreciate you donating, my friend. And it was a pleasure doing this for you. It was a little bit of a challenge, I ain't gonna lie. I actually knew there was a disco song on the Gene Simmons Vault, and I scanned through the goddamn box, because I got them on MP3s, and I was scanning through them, and it wasn't until like disc 8 I finally found the disco song Love Comes to Me. And I stopped there. Maybe there was another disco song on there now that I think about it, but I fudged up. So I ended up with Sure Know Something and what's the other one I said? Hold Me, Touch Me. And a couple more debatable, but they're all in the realm of disco if you ask me. But it's not pure disco, this album, it's KISSCO. Right on, Kevin. Thanks again, buddy. And say hi to your wife for me. And if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please, sir, would you subscribe? Please? Alright? And would you hold me, baby? I'm kidding. Keep your paws to yourself. And stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And SHMACKEMAGOB. Bah! Bang, bang, pizza skulls.